Hi everyone, today I'm doing a video on the Skillmatics Guess in 10 card game. The topic is Animal Planet and it is for children 6 years and above, and the difficulty level is medium. And this is a card game that you can play with your child based on questions and answers and stuff like that. So it's a very fun, interesting game. Let's take a look at the backside. So this is, can you guess the answer, the correct answer in 10 seconds maybe? And it says get ready to play the most exciting game. So you ask up to, okay, you have to answer within 10 questions. So you get to ask up to 10 questions and guess the animal on the game card. So it's kind of like a charades game, but with animals and based on questions about the animals. I think that's really, really good and very exciting for kids and very informative too. And these are the skills that you can develop: social and communication skills, problem solving, decision making, creative thinking. And this is just a brief of how you can play. And the best part I like about this is it says made in India. It makes me really proud to say that such a good game has come from, or at least it's made in India. So I think that's really great. And it's 100% safe and non-toxic. So let's get started. So these are all the contents in the pack. So first we have a just a leaflet explaining how to play the game, what are the rules, or what are the contents, and how you can win and how to set it up. And more rules explained clearly at the back. And then when you flip it over, you have these sample questions. So these are the kind of questions that you can ask for each animals. So I think it's really good that children learn to think in this way. And it's really, really good for 5 and 6-year-old kids because it can make them really understand what the animal is about and what are its features and stuff like that. So that can be great for school as well. And it's good information to have at hand. So children can learn about carnivorous animals and herbivores, and whether they can be domesticated or if they're wild, where do they live, what kind of body patterns. So it will just basically help them identify an animal. And I think that's really great because it also develops communication skills. So these are the sample questions, and probably I guess you can answer, like make up any other questions as well if you can think it, but you have to guess each animal on the card within 10 questions. So that's the whole game. But if you're playing with younger children, maybe you can just have a discussion of sorts, and I think that will be really interesting. So that comes in a box like this. So inside the other box, and inside the cards were inside this like this. So then it also comes with these clue cards. So if your child, even after asking 10 questions, your child is unable to answer, they can maybe like pick up a clue card. It just says clue card on both sides. So I think this is explained in the manual more clearly. And then we have these cards, and these are like cardstock, not extremely thick, like you can bend them, they are like that thick, and but still they're not paper, so that's good. And on the back side it says guess in 10. It's the same for all cards. And then we have tiger. It's ferocious, it's endangered, and it has prints. So I am the national animal of India. So I think these can be like the answers to the questions, and also the properties of the tiger, like a playing card. So it's the national animal, it's a very good swimmer, and it's the largest cat in the world. And there's also an additional question over here. And where it lives in the forest, what it eats, it's a carnivore. And how many legs does it have? It has 4 legs. Can it be domesticated? No, it's wild. So you have all these discussion topics, and your child gets a picture, like for younger children, they get a good picture of where the animal lives, like what kind of habitat it lives in. So let's look at few others. I'm sorry, let me get this to focus. Yeah. So this one is the duck, and its main properties: swimming, short neck, and it lives in a flock. And so what are the males called? Again, it lives in farm and freshwater areas. It's an omnivore because it eats both kinds of things, and it walks on two legs, and it can be domesticated. And there's again some additional questions, and the back is the same. So we have that, and we have peacock. Let's just go a bit closer. Yeah, so then we have the sheep, and then underwater ones like shark. So it's a predator and it's a swimmer, and it lives underwater. It has no legs, cannot be domesticated, and some other properties. And again, questions. So all the cards follow the same pattern: leopard, horse, woodpecker, blue whale, rabbit. So they all follow the same uh, format, and you can use the same sort of questions for all of them to be able to guess what the card is about based on the answers, and you can just see the environment in which they live in, and your child can get a better idea of how these animals live and what sort of area it is. I think these are really great illustrations, and they're very clear and very easy to understand. So we have birds and we have all sorts of animals. It's like a mix up of all animals. Let's see if they have insects as well, because I don't see insects so far. And they have jellyfish. Wow. Wow, that looks cool. My kiddo's really fond of jellyfish. Okay. So, okay, they have snail. They have chameleon. So they have reptiles and penguin, goat, octopus. No, they don't have insects. Nope, no insects. So, but I guess that's fine. This again covers a lot of the animal planet, and basically the common things that kids usually need to know about. And maybe they have a separate one for insects. I don't know. I'll have to check online. Anyways, so I think this is a great game, and you can also use this to introduce animals to your toddlers. And if you're teaching your older kids, I mean your older toddlers, about habitats and stuff, I think this is really good because they can clearly see where each animal lives. Unlike some of the other puzzle kind of things, like from Frank and Creative, I think they have these puzzles about the animal shelter and the animal, and they need to match it. But then when they say grassland, they all look the same. Like the forest looks the same, the grassland looks the same, and the jungle looks the same. So I think kids can get confused. Like I get confused with that. But I think here it's quite self-explanatory about where they live, and with the nice artwork and the illustration, I think kids get a very good picture about their habitats, and I think that's really good. And I really like this extra part about the extra questions, that they cover everything from alphabets and numbers, and see, in here it says name 5 farm animals and imitate the sound they make. And they also have given the answer for reference of a clues or stuff like that. So I think these are really nice, and you can do most of these with toddlers as well, who don't need to get into much depth. They don't need to ask you questions and stuff. You could just ask them to identify and pick out the animals and talk about it and use it as a discussion with them and all that. So that was the whole point of me purchasing this, and I think it's a really great buy. So yeah, so the cost is 350. I'm so sorry, my camera isn't working properly. So yeah, the price is 350 rupees, and I bought it off on Amazon. So I think it's pretty decent for this price, and I think it's really great. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned to my channel for more videos, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.